Hi everyone, this is Mr. Thomas. I'm your biology instructor and welcome back to second semester. If you are new to my class, then welcome. I am putting together this video that I'm going to carry you through everything you need to know to be successful in this class. This video is going to take a few minutes, but if you watch all of it, you really shouldn't have any more questions for the class. Of course, you're always welcome to ask, but I need you to watch this entire video so that after this, if you have some questions, then you're welcome to. We'll go to the next slide and we'll show you a picture of me. Yep, that's me wearing a cowboy hat. My wife and I were at some kind of a banquet, some fundraiser somewhere. That's my beautiful wife on the left, but you can't see her picture because she'd kill me if I put that in there. But this is the best picture I could find, but I wanted you to see who you're talking to. I'm an old, fat-headed white guy, but I know my stuff, so follow along. I'm glad to see you back. If you made it back, it means that you passed the class, or at least you passed, did pretty well last semester in biology, or you're new to the class. I'm going to, I've already talked to you about all that. So I do a lot of videos, and I would encourage you that when you see me give you a video, I'm going to show you where to look here in just a minute. You need to watch it because it takes me a while to make these things, and I don't just do it because I don't have anything better to do. It's a lot of production. So to record it, to convert it, and then to upload it to YouTube and then submit it and email it to you, I did a lot of work, which means that I think is very valuable. Okay, we're going to go through this a couple at a time. I've numbered them, but I don't know, the numbering may be off. But we'll go fast. First things first is take a close look at your grade from first semester. Grades were due today. Today's Monday. Grades were due today at 9:30, and I had students texting me saying, "Hey, Mr. Thomas, I handed that in," and I go look, and lo and behold, they did. So it got me concerned. Take a look at your grade from first semester. It's not like you can cheat. If you handed it in legitimately and I didn't grade it, let me know and I'll fix it because there's a timestamp. I can tell. You had up until today to hand in stuff. And a lot of you did great. I had 12 students exempt from the exam first semester because they had double A's in this class, and I had a lot of B's and a lot of C's. I had some students do an outstanding job, and I think I'm talking to most of you guys that are listening to this did an outstanding job. Yes, I had some knuckleheads. I had what we call ghost kids, students that were on my rolls, but I must have called, I must have emailed 100 times, and just simply got no connection with them. Virtual school isn't for everybody, but if you're signed up for virtual school and you're here second semester, you probably will be able to do a pretty good job. Now, I want to let you know a little bit about myself since we're staring at an ugly picture of me. I hold a master's degree, believe it or not, in virtual instruction. So you kind of get a little bit better out of me because I kind of know what it takes to instruct at this level. I'm pretty good at technology. I'm pretty good at the, you probably couldn't tell by looking at me, but I'm pretty good at technology. I'm pretty good at relating to students, and I really want to spend time with you if you need it. I don't want to force you into anything, although I am going to force you into a few things. I don't want to force you into anything, but if you need to Zoom with me, I'm there. If you need to talk to me on the phone, I'm there. If you need to text me, if you need to email me, I need to give you guys my contact information. I'll add that to the end of this. But I had my most successful students are the ones that contacted me the most, asked me lots of questions, and told me what they needed, and I fixed it for them. I'm here to see you be successful. If you failed this class, it is most likely, and I'm probably not talking to any of you, but if you failed this class from me first semester, it's most likely because you just did not take advantage of what I'm trying to offer you. Please let me help you out. Most of the instruction is going to be delivered through a video like this. It's not live. If you watch it and you have a question and you want to Zoom with me, I will go through it and share it with you and help you out. If you took a test and you were like, "Oh man, I really thought I did better on that," Zoom with me. We'll pull up the test and look it over and we'll have a talk about it, just like you were in regular class. I can share my screen with you on Zoom, although I live in the middle of nowhere and my internet's a bit shaky, but I'm working on that. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm there to help you out. Okay, so I want you to contact me, and that starts with taking a look at your first semester grade. I will be the first to admit I make mistakes, or there was some type of miscommunication between us. Take a look at it and see if there's anything I did wrong. Is it correct? Do I need to make a change? But then let's do something else. Let's take a look and see, if you got a D or maybe even a C, what could you have done better? A lot of students are not looking at their grades. They're not looking in Skyward. They're not looking in Schoology. They're not looking at anything. They just barely pass the class. And I'm telling you that when I look at the grades, one of the things that I see is that most students that did not do well forgot to hand in certain assignments, and that's a big problem. So if you look at your grade and it was low, ask yourself this: did I do everything? Did I do every assignment? To be honest with you, we do about 2, maybe 3 assignments a week, and that's it. You should be putting 45 minutes a day in every class, right? And now I'll talk to you about that in a minute in timing, but you should be putting 45 minutes a day in every class. Let's suppose that you're just really good and we drop that back to 30 minutes a day. You realize that's 2.5 hours a week, okay? And I can see how much time you spent in the class usually, and it's quite often that I see there is a direct correlation between my high grades and how much time they spent in the class. You're not going to be able to fake your way through this. This is not credit retrieval. Yes, it is the same software, but we don't do things the same way. You have to do the work. So you need to get in there and make sure that you are working your way through all of these assignments. You have to do the work in the tutorial. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a minute. Another thing is, did you complete the semester exam on time? Now this is immediate and this is important. A lot of you guys still haven't completed the semester exam and your grade is low. I can, and we just had a meeting on that this morning, I can give you a shot at making up your semester exam. If you have a 0 for it, then I can give you a shot at making up your semester exam. It's the only thing left that you can do, but if you got a 0 for it and you want to make up your semester exam, I can let you do that, and it will improve that first semester grade. And then next time we're going to do this again at the end of the semester in May. This time, don't let that happen again. Get the semester exam. I sent out so many emails and I made so many phone calls and I didn't hear from you guys, and so as a result I have lots of students who didn't take the exam. You have a semester exam in every one of your classes. This is high school. This is how we do it. So let's make sure that we're keeping track. And I guess while we're on that note, check your emails. I send about 3 emails a week to you, and if you aren't getting those emails from me, if you're not checking those emails, then you're way behind. All right, let's go to the next slide real fast, and then we'll go. We did that. Yep, did that. Okay, here's the next slide. Some things I want you to be aware of this semester. First of all, I need to be able to contact you. So there's a link in the calendar that I've emailed you, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to email you here in just a minute, because I haven't sent it yet, but by the time you get this, it'll be in an email. But there's a link in this calendar that I'm going to send you. I just want to show you the calendar real fast. So here's the calendar I'm going to send you. What's going to normally what you're going to look for is right here, and that's the reason I left it here, although it's going to look a little confusing right now. There's going to be on this day, except it'll be Monday, because today's a teacher work day for me, but it's going to say instruction video for the week. That video is going to carry you through this whole page. It's going to tell you everything I want you to know, show you what I need you to do, tell you about every assignment. Now each assignment, like for example the tutorial this week, go away thing. The tutorial for this week, I'm going to create an instructional video for that. The activity for this week, I create an instructional video for that. Those are separate activities. So wherever you see a yellow highlight, that's going to be an instructional video to tell you how to do something. Okay. And now this week, the instructional video here is going to be right here as well. It's going to be this video that I'm making. So I'm going to carry you through this stuff first, and I'm actually going to go back and specifically talk about this all in one video. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but this one right here, this is where it's normally going to be, and this video will be pretty short. Now the video for the tutorial is probably going to get a little long. I mean, I carry you through every page of the tutorial and talk to you about it, and then of course the video for the activity, depending on the activity, it may take a while, it may not. Okay, but everywhere you see a yellow highlight, that's where there's going to be a video for you to watch. Okay, the presentation that I'm using, this is a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide. I'm actually going to link it right here where it says welcome back presentation. That's going to be this thing that I'm using right here. Okay, and then we're going to talk more about this, but I wanted to show you this, and I'm going to email this to you every week. Last semester I started out hosting it inside of Schoology, but a lot of you guys just didn't like going there, so it was just easier for me to email it to you. But I need you to take a look at everything on this page and start going day by day. Okay, so like Monday, nothing. Tuesday, Actually, technically, I found out we're not going to start until Wednesday, but that's okay because you can go through this today if you want. Uh, and you may not even get this for a day or two. I heard that I may not even be able to get a full list of things until Thursday. And some of you guys may be seeing this and you came into the class a few weeks late. I'm going to send you this stuff. I need you to get started. Okay. So you may be looking at this. I'm making this on January 4th, but you may be looking at this on January 15th. I don't know. Now, I'm only going to send you a week's worth. That's going to be this. Next week will be this. And as you can see, I haven't done it yet, but I'm only going to send it to you a week at a time. Okay. But look for my links or my emails. Okay. So another thing that I do is I try to make you aware of the objective. When you look at this calendar, here's the objective. I want you to see it and read it. The TSWBAT stands for the student will be able to, and then it tells you what I expect you to be able to do. In this case, it's explain the major characteristics of Archaebacteria, bacteria, and protists. That's where we're going to start today. I'm actually going to make a video about that shortly, and it's going to be posted in here. There's a Sunshine State Standard assigned associated with it, sometimes more than one. And then this is it, to discuss the distinguishing characteristics of the domains and kingdoms of living organisms. We're going to talk specifically about the domains and kingdoms of bacteria. And then over here, these are called enrichment assignments. What I put over here is technically, it's technically optional, but I strongly encourage you to do this stuff, okay? It's there in case you feel like you've got it and you want some more, or in case you feel like you don't get it, like, man, I need one more thing. Well, I found some stuff. I like the videos, but I also like my websites. So there's all kinds of stuff in here that's going to help you out. You need to be looking at this column, okay? Now, I feel like you could go through here, do the tutorials and whatnot, and be done with this easily within inside that 2.5 to 3 hours a week. But remember, you're supposed to spend 45 minutes a week, all right? That's 90 minutes every 2 days, 180 minutes, which is 3 hours, and then another 45 minutes. You're supposed to spend 3 hours and 45 minutes in the class. Okay, I don't think there's much over here. This isn't going to take you 3 hours and 45 minutes, but when you throw this in on top of it, then that's just about right. So I'd like to see you do this, although I throw it over here as what we call enrichment. But everything in this column, the assignment column, I expect it to be done. You must do this. Now, notice that underneath the tutorial, which is here, there is something called the guided notes folder. I'm going to click that because I want you to see that's a folder that I share with you on Google Drive. Okay, you have full access to it, and inside of that folder is every single note that we're going to be taking this semester. There are 14 sets of notes here. I counted up. I think it's 14. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, there's 14 pages of note, or 14 sets of notes here. Each one of them is between 8 and 12 pages. I'm not sure how long they are. If you you need to print these out. This is part of your notebook. Okay, and 1.1 guided notes, that's the ones we're going to be doing this week. You'll notice it matches bacteria and protists. And guess what we're talking about? Bacteria and protists. It matches the name of the tutorial. You need to open it up and print it out. Okay, it's more than one page. It's just loading. This is only 6 pages. You need to print out 6 pages. It does not have to be printed in color. And then as you go through it, you need to, as you go through the tutorial, you need to complete these notes. I collect this. I gave this to you as a test grade last 9 weeks. Now, for those of you that are like, oh my God, this is so much. No, this is an easy test grade. Okay, so you need to be doing it. When you are done, about usually at the end of every unit, I collect the notes. So what it should happen is that after we get through with modules 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, I'll collect the notes. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, I'll collect the notes. 3.1, 2, 3.3, I'll collect the notes. And so I should be collecting the notebook 4 times this semester. Okay, so make sure you have these done. There's just not that much. Now, if you're having printer problems, then you need to download these onto something, your phone, a thumb drive, or be able to access this folder from wherever you can. But you need to get somewhere and get to where you can print. Now, let me be clear about this. This is the one time I turned into a really evil teacher. You agreed, or your parents agreed, that when they put you in Florida Virtual School, that you had a couple of things, that you had access to high-speed internet and that you had a printer. This is written down somewhere that somebody in your household signed. So I need it printed. I will not take this "I don't have a printer" excuse. And by the way, when you see this, you do not write on this electronically. You must print this out and handwrite it. I will not accept it if you do not print it out and handwrite it. Okay? Now, this is just me doing my job, being a teacher. but you have to print it out and handwrite it. Now I've said that 3 times, so I hope you guys got it. Okay, but this is all of them. You could actually go print all these up right now. I won't change these. This is it, all of the notes for the rest of the semester. You could hand these to your mom and say, hey, could you print this out at work? Or you can hand this to your aunt and say, hey, I need these, could you print these out? And I don't know how many pages it are. I guess I ought to add it up, but it's probably about 80, 90, maybe 100 pages, maybe more, just depends. Okay, but once you get it totally printed out, then you're done. That's all you're going to have to print out. No, that's not true. I shouldn't say that. A few activities will have something to print out too, but for the notes, that's it. There won't be any more notes. And you get it all printed out and fill it out as you go. Take pictures of it and submit it to me in Schoology, and I'll talk to you about that in a little while. Then you're all set. Okay. All right. So that's how we do this thing. All right. So underneath the tutorial, always underneath the tutorial is going to be the guided notes, and then underneath that is the instructional video. I actually take the time and I go through the entire tutorial. Let's just click that and I'll show you what the tutorial is. But I go through the entire tutorial page by page, and well, I skipped some of the pages that are, well, I got logged out. Hang on. So here we are inside of Edmentum, and you can see there's all kinds of stuff. Now there's things over here that you'll notice a lot of locks. Okay, this is everything. This is my dashboard for getting into class. This is everything. It looks like a lot, right? But right now, if you go into Edmentum, you should only see Plato Student Orientation, Syllabus for Biology B, and then this folder. And inside of this folder, you should just see the tutorial, because the mastery test, in case you didn't notice, there's no mastery test on here this week. That's going to be here next week. So I don't have it unlocked yet. Sorry. I don't have it unlocked yet. It is here. The mastery test is unlocked or locked, and I won't have it unlocked until next week. Now let's talk about these target dates. They weren't even supposed to be here. I don't know how they got here, but ignore them. Totally ignore the target dates. They are not for you to worry with. In fact, if you see them, just ignore them. Okay, the dates are totally arbitrary. I set the dates, and I set the dates here inside of the calendar. When do I want you to have all this work done? I want you to have it done before Monday's class. Okay, so everything this week I want to have it done before Monday's class. The dates, ignore them. Okay, so this week we're going to go through the tutorial. All right, the first tutorial, bacteria and protists. We're going to go through it, and all I want you to do this week is do the tutorial, take the notes, and do the class and do the activity, and look at this stuff over here. That's all I need you to do this week, right? Now when we get into tutorials, a couple of things. By the way, over here, I guess you can't see it, but right up from, by the way, the glossary is very helpful. I guess y'all probably can't see. Let me just shrink this screen a little bit. And let's do this. We'll go that right there. Drag this all over here. Okay. If you go right here to the resources button, this is kind of like a table of, well, this is a table of contents. It can take you to any part inside of the tutorial that you need to go. Okay, it takes you to kind of the beginning of each section. This folder has a couple of things. Here's the guided notes, except for 2 of them. I didn't make them. It was already made for you. Okay, if you can't find the guided notes, they're right there. Plus there's a glossary that's really helpful. Okay, the glossary is there's a lot going on here. You might even want to print this out if it helps you out. And I think this is the glossary for the whole, I don't think this is just for this class, for this yeah, this is for the whole semester, but you may want to print this out one time, and then that's it, you're done. Okay, if you click on this right here, this is basically a dictionary. You can type in a word and it'll help you to define it. There's some reading tools here. If you turn this on, it'll narrate it for you every time you navigate through. If you leave it off, if you click to speak, then it can do the same thing. And I'm going to show you that in just, I'm going to go past a little bit here. Let's go to here, and let's just get right straight to a page. So the next page there, and notice that right here there's a little play button, right? Watch what happens when we press play.
And bacteria. All living things on Earth are classified into 6 main kingdoms.
Now, I don't know if you heard that. I hope you did. But some adorable sounding lady just read the first sentence to me. If that helps you, please do it. It doesn't take much bandwidth. It's surprisingly little. In fact, if it worked here, I was worried it wasn't going to work. But if it worked here, then it'll work at your house, okay? So, you know, use that. Let it read it to you if you need help. If you are more comfortable in another language, we've got a few languages available for you that we can translate. If you, it's not going to translate the whole page, but if you don't understand what a word here, such as research, okay, you can actually go over here and it'll translate it for you. It's supposed to. Could take a minute. I don't know. There you go. So if that helps you out, please do it. Please do it. Okay. A couple of other things here that I really don't use. We really don't need a calculator or a graph thing, but there's a highlighter, and if you want to, you can highlight certain things right here inside of this if you want. Now I'd like to see you do it inside of the notes. Well, maybe we should do it this way. So you highlight it, then you press up color. Okay. You can do that if you like. I basically want to remove the highlight. Yeah. Okay. So inside of the tutorial, there's a lot going on, and you need to be doing it. Let's go to an activity. I want to show you guys that for a minute. So here's an activity. You have to do this. This is simple to do in a lot of cases. There's a video, and then it tells you how to real quick. But this is, I'm grading these. And if you don't do these, then you're not going to get a good grade on the tutorial. And remember, the tutorials are worth 30% of your grade. Okay. So you work your way all the way through here, all right? And I'm going to actually, I'm going to make a video that's going to start at one of these pages. I skipped some of it, but yeah, like that sounds dumb. But I start right about here and I work my way through. I skipped some of the title pages and all, but just to try to make it go fast. But I tell you, I teach all this to you. I carry you through it. What I don't do for you is the activities. You have to do those on your own, okay? Back to here because I kind of got a little off this. I may be able to go through this a little bit quicker now. The first thing I want you to be able to do is on this calendar, and it says second semester check-in. Please click here and complete. This is a Google form that I want you to complete, and it asks you a couple of things. It's very straightforward. What is your first name? Type it in. My first name is Dan. What's your last name? My last name is Thomas. What's your phone number? 863-546 8208. Mr. Thomas, you can text me there, right? And by the way, that is my text number. You guys can text me there. Okay. What's the phone number that I can? Well, I spelled can wrong. Look at that. What's a phone number that I can call or text your parents at? Well, I would like for you to give me a phone number for your parents. Now, look, I sometimes call your parents and say, hey, look, he's doing a great job. I just wanted to tell him something. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I don't want us to have a fight. Okay, and if I do call your parents and tell them that you are a little behind, I'm going to talk to you guys and give you some encouragement. It's not going to be a negative phone call, but I would like to be able to contact somebody at your home. Now, I do want to ask this question because I had a lot of trouble with this. My Spanish is very bad. I tried, and I had some people kind of giggling as I talked, and I'm fine with that. But I do have access to a translator, and it's kind of hard. But if your parents don't speak English, then I need to know if I need to have access to a translator. So if you would just say, you need a translator, Mr. Thomas, they don't speak English, okay? And then I want you to click this. Look at what it says. It says, I acknowledge that I need access to this class daily. I need to access this class daily, that I need a printer, and I need internet access. And then when you click submit, okay, that lets me know that you understand that. You need to access this class daily. Now, wait, Mr. Thomas, you mean every day I got to clock? Okay, I'll tell you what. How about just between me and you, I'm going to change this to access this class several times a week. How about that? If you don't get to it on Tuesday, that's fine. Just make sure that you understand that in a week you've got work to do, okay? And when you submit it, that means that you agree. And if you don't submit it, I'm going to be making a phone call, okay? That's right here, and I need you to do that, all right? Let's see, right here. So let's go on. What's next? All right, I talked to you about the weekly calendar. Let's go back to full size here. I talked to you about the weekly calendar. I'm going to email it to you once a week. You need to use it. It is how I teach my class. If all you're doing is trying to follow this curriculum, it's just trying to follow this, you're not going to get stuff done right. It is not enough for you to just go down this list. That does not work. Please don't do that. Please follow the stuff that I email you, okay? The calendar is going to be emailed either Sunday night or Monday morning each week. I will get it to you. If I don't get it to you Sunday night, it's because something's happened, and I get up Monday morning, I'm like, oh, I better get this done quick, and then I get it to you. Okay, but I usually have them done long before Sunday night, and then so I send it to you on Sunday night. So start looking for it. Look for an email from me. I'm actually going to send you several emails a week. Okay, and you need to be looking at all of them. So number 3, you're going to be keeping a notebook. I've already told you this. And it is a major part of your grade. There's 14 modules. Each module, I don't know if it averages out at 10 pages, probably a little bit less than that. But you're going to be printing out about 100, maybe 125 pages. This is something that you agreed. You don't have a textbook. You don't have other assignments, maybe a few pages printed out from the activities. But for the most part, this is it. This is kind of the point behind the class. We make this notebook, and I need you to have this notebook completed. So I've sent you all the notes for the rest of the semester. You can get them printed out right now. There's really no excuse. Okay, I want to Zoom better. I want you guys Zooming with me. So I have made a decision. I talked to the principal, made a decision, and here's what we're going to do. When you look at this curriculum, okay, you see here it says Unit 1. I'm not going to make you Zoom with me. Before I open up Unit 2 for you, I'm not going to open up Unit 2 until I talk to you live on the phone in only about 3 minutes, or I Zoom with you. I want to see you. I want to talk to you, and then we call it a check-in. Florida Virtual School calls this a discussion-based assignment, and I just want to have a check-in. I want to see you. Do not ask me to unlock Unit 2 or anything in Unit 2 until you've Zoomed with me, and then we're going to do it again before I unlock Unit 3, and then one more time before I unlock Unit 4. That's 3 times. I think 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Yeah, that's 3 times that we're going to Zoom with each other this semester. Okay, and it's only 3 minutes, but it's going to happen. Okay, so it won't take long, and it's going to happen. Here it says 4, but it's actually only going to be 3. Well, you know what? We'll just leave it at 4 because we may do it again at the end before we do the end of course exam. That's a whole other thing we got to talk about, but I'm not doing it today. All right, I grade a lot of this I've already said, so I'm just going to go through it quick. I grade assignments weekly, usually Sunday night or Monday morning. If you don't, oh no, I haven't talked about this. If you don't submit an assignment inside of Skyward, you're going to have a 0. If Monday morning it comes around and the assignment for the week has been that I submitted you the week prior, if you don't have it finished, I'm going to put it in as a 0. Now the good news is it doesn't have to stay that way. This is just for me to do some calculation and for you to see your grade. If you see a 0, it doesn't mean, oh man, that stinks. It means go get that made up. That's what the 0 means. Okay? So if you're looking in Skyward, I don't know what I have pulled up on Skyward. If you're looking in Skyward and you see a 0, this is a different page. You guys don't see this. If you're looking in Skyward and you see a 0, it means go fix it. Don't just say, oh man, go get it done. Like I said, a lot of the 0s in my class, or a lot of the F's in my class, were just students that didn't hand in assignments. If you missed it, it's okay. Get it done. Now, I wouldn't wait. One thing that I haven't told you yet, but on February 3rd, if you don't have a 2.0 in all of your class, and a 2.0 average, you're going to be removed from the virtual program. Okay? I assign items other than the tutorials and the mastery tests. There are activities within Edmentum Plato, usually 1 or 2 per unit, but sometimes I replace it with an activity from elsewhere. In fact, the first activity for this 9 weeks is not in Edmentum Plato, it's in something else, and yes, they are all for a grade. And you need to look and tell I got a 0 in something, what I miss, right? This class is not done in Edmentum. This class is done through this calendar. This is the class. This is something I use to teach, but this is the class. So you need to be checking this calendar. Did I do everything? And I've laid it out pretty easy, I think. The breakdown goes like this. For unit tests, notebooks, and anything else labeled tests, they're worth 40% of your grade. It's mostly going to be the unit tests and the notebooks. Okay. The mastery tests, at the end of every module there's a mastery test. The activities and anything else I label quizzes are 30%, but it's mostly just going to be the mastery tests and the activities. Those are going to be 30% of your grade. And then the tutorials and anything else I label as homework is going to be 30% of your grade. Now, if you never do tutorials or anything else, the best you can get, assuming you get 100 on everything, it's the best you can do in class is get a C. And most people don't do that. You have to do all the work. Okay, this is not credit retrieval. Many students who did not do well in the tutorials and it cost them a letter grade or more. My dog just barked, I don't know why. Hold on. So here's a point. I've already told you this, but here's a point that I want you to be aware of, and this is something that we have decided we're going to start doing. This is a checkpoint. February 3rd is a checkpoint. It is it is halfway through the first 9 weeks, so it's 25% for this semester finished. Yep, my phone rang. Okay. At February 3rd, we're going to take a look at all your grades and we're going to average them out. If you do not have a 2.0 letter grade or higher, you're going to be removed from OVS. Now, the easiest way to deal with that is just don't get below a C. If you keep all your classes at a C, you're fine. But if you got a D somewhere, if you have all C's and 1D, they're done with you. Okay. This isn't my rule. This came from the school board. So if you want to stay in virtual school, the easiest thing to do is just make sure you got a C in everything. And the best way to do that, at least in my class, is just make sure you're keeping it up. Keeping up with all the work. Look, I got most of my kids, I had a rare student that handed in all of their assignments and still didn't have a C or better. In fact, most of them had B's. But I had one student who said, Mr. Thomas, I've done everything and I still have a high D. And I looked and I said, you know what, you're right. Let's see if we can figure it out. But that was just one kid. All of my D's and my F's were mostly caused by students not handing in their work. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Just make sure you get your work done and you won't have this problem. But February 3rd, look, mark it on your calendar. If you drop below a 2.0 on February 3rd, you're... Now, I will tell you something else. Make sure your teachers are getting the grades put in. You have to send them emails. You have to contact them and say, hey, Mr. Thomas, February 3rd is coming up here fast, and you didn't grade that assignment. I need it graded. Okay, that's fine. Even if they do get mad, who cares? That's fine. Okay. That's it. That's everything I want to show you on this. So you may want to press pause here because I'm going to go over here to this calendar and we're actually going to start going through everything here. This won't take but just another second. You know what? Don't even pause. Let's just go ahead and do this. Here is the first week. Okay? Tuesday, or whenever you get this, you're watching this instruction video right now. There's a presentation. The first thing I want you to do is that semester check-in. That's where you go put all your information down. I already carried you through that, okay? Then one day this week I want you to get the guided notes printed out and I want you to go through the tutorial, okay? And there's going to be a video for the tutorial, right? I'll carry you through the tutorial right here. I'm going to make that video as soon as I get through with this one, all right? Go through the tutorial, do the guided notes. You may want to jump over here and start doing some of these enrichment assignments, okay? This is a great video on the difference between bacteria and protists. That's the title of the unit. So here's a video that talks you an awful lot about the difference in the two. This guy's great. He talks a little fast, but you can press pause, you can rewind. There's another quick video, and I think this one's pretty quick. It's just on prokaryotes and eukaryotes. You need to know what those terms mean. It's not hard once you figure it out, and I'll explain all this inside of the instructional video for the tutorial. There's a website here that's for EOC prep. It comes from a place up around Jacksonville or somewhere where somebody spent a lot of time putting this together, and anybody can use it. And so I linked to it, and it'd be nice if you were to go through it and look at some of the practice questions, see how you do. There's all kinds of resources there. There's a tutorial that comes from a place called Florida Students. I think that's from the state of Florida, but I don't know where it comes from. But it's really well done, and this tutorial is a video, or sometimes it's all kinds of things, but it's a video in this case that talks to you about bacteria. And this is a real short video on binary fission, which is how bacteria reproduce. All these things are optional, but you really should take the time. And look, it's mostly just videos. You just sit and watch videos. There's no assignment associated with it. You just sit and watch it. It's supposed to help you by enriching you, okay? And then, of course, one other thing is this week there's going to be an activity called classifying organisms. We're going to be figuring out how to sort fish and a couple of other things. I will have a video telling you how to complete that activity. So you need to watch. I would watch the video first and then do the activity. Up here, I would actually go through. I don't know. It's up to you. How do you do the tutorial? Do you have me going in the background while you go through the tutorial and take notes? Do you do the notes first? Do you listen to me first? It's up to you. I don't really have any desire on which way you do that, whatever works best for you. But that's everything for the week, okay? And when that's done, you're finished with the week. If Monday rolls around and you've not completed everything over here, I guess you don't have to do this, but you really should, then you're behind, okay? And there's really only three things you got to do. Well, three things you've got to complete. I would watch all the videos, but you got to do this second semester check-in, take the notes off of the tutorial, and do the activity. That's it. Okay, but on Monday I'm going to go through and I'm going to grade the activity, because that's the only thing that's supposed to be due by Monday. That's going to be our first grade. I put it in as a grade. If you got it done, great. If not, you got a 0. You need to get it fixed so you can get that 0 brought up. Now this next Monday, a week from, I guess for me it'll be a week from today, whenever you're watching this, that's the next thing. It will be the mastery test for this, and then we're going to go through here and we'll go to the next thing. Okay? That's how we're going to do this class. You will see this in your email very soon, probably, hopefully first thing Tuesday morning, but maybe first thing Wednesday morning, because they're dragging their feet on something at the school. Okay? Alright, I'm signing off. The next thing I want you to do is complete this semester check-in, then pull up the tutorial, get your guided notes printed out, and be ready to watch this video. Okay? Alright, talk to you guys soon. Let me know if you need anything. You know what? I didn't tell you about Zoom. I Zoom every day from 9 to 11, and I send an email for that. If you need me, pop in, Zoom. There's never more than one person on. Okay? So it's always just me and you. So if you want to have a one-on-one discussion with me every day from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday, unless I tell you otherwise, I'm in there. Alright, talk to you soon. Bye.